This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Riverstone Legacy fifth wheel, and the model number is 39 RKFB. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video or a sales video. This is a basic how-to video. I'm just going to go over some of the features and tell you how they work. Okay. All right. So here we are at the back, the door side rear of the trailer. Right here. We'll start moving forward. Obviously you have slide toppers on the slide outs, and the one up there has an awning over it. Of course, then you got an awning on this one, so it's two separate awnings. This is entertainment here. The TV is, now this TV is more than just a TV. It has two speaker zones. It has FM radio, Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet. It's got HDMI on both the front and the rear, and you can charge devices with it. Okay. As we move forward, this is the pass-through basement here, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the other side. I can show you some stuff over there. But you have two 40-pound LP tanks here. So it has two 40-pound tanks, which is excellent. You have two batteries with it. Okay. This area here is just for storage. And if you were to add a generator, that's where it would go, of course. If you come over here, these are the two batteries. They're 27 series deep cycle marine batteries, and they're wired together as 12 volts. So they're still 12 volts. You just double the storage capacity, which is an excellent thing because you have a solar panel and you also have a power inverter. Okay, I'll show you that right now. This is the inverter here. What this does, it inverts power. It takes 12 volt DC and inverts it to 120 AC, right? And then it sends that power directly to your refrigerator. So what it does, it takes 12 volts from the batteries, it goes to this unit here, which inverts it to 120 AC, sends it straight to the refrigerator. That way your refrigerator can run off the batteries when it's going down the road, even though it's an AC refrigerator. Okay. Now, your tow vehicle's alternator charges the batteries when you're going down the road. Like I said, the batteries are 12 volt DC. They send it to here. This is inverted to 120 AC and sends it to your refrigerator. So that's why you have a power inverter in it. Of course, this is your water manifold. All right. It gives a lot of flexibility when it comes to turning things off and on. You get a key with it, that sort of thing. And of course, in here, these are your hydraulics. You can see it. There's your tank there. Always check your fluid levels and make sure they're where they're supposed to be. Okay. Now back this way. This is your water docking area here. First of all, you see this right here. This is a kill switch for the battery. If you ever need to shut them off, if you're going into storage for a winter or something, you can just turn it off. Otherwise, you keep it on because your solar panels are charging. Your solar panel is charging it. When you're pulling it, the alternator charges it. When you're plugged in, the power converter charges it. So you want to leave it on, except when you're maybe in storage. Okay. Now this is the controller for your leveling system. You have a 6-point system here. You see, you've got 3 jacks on this side. There's another one, and the third one back there, right? And 3 on the other side. So you have 6 points. So you can see it says ready. It tells you there's 13.4 volts. That's important to know because it likes to be in the area of 13 volts to operate. But really what you have to remember is you have auto level, right? That's what you're going to do to level it. You just, after you unhitch, you push auto level and it levels the whole thing. Now you can operate it manually here. You'd have to scroll. Let me see here. You scroll. That's auto hitch. We'll start with auto hitch. The second most common mode to use is auto hitch. You'll push enter to activate it. So what auto hitch is, it remembers the position this was in when you unhitched from your tow vehicle. So when you pulled into the campground, you unhitched, pulled your tow vehicle away, and then you pushed auto level, it remembers what height it was right before you auto level. So if you push auto hitch, it'll return it right to that position, so you can slide your tow vehicle right back under it. So those are the two most common. If you use auto retract, or retract all, I should say, if you retract them all, the nose is going to nosedive too. It won't hurt anything. It's just there's, you know, it'll be pointing towards the ground. All right. So as you scroll through, that's auto retract, manual level. So press enter, and then you can use these buttons here to operate the jacks independently of each other. Okay. So there's a lot you can do with it. Like I said, the most common things are auto level and auto hitch height. Okay. All right. That's good. You have a canister for a water filter and a wrench. You want to add that. You will. If you use it, it only lasts for a season. So when you winterize in the late fall or early winter, whatever, you throw it out. Throw the filter out. After you de-winterize and get ready for camping in the summer, you'd add a new one in. So it only lasts a season. Okay. You have this for your sprayer. The sprayer's over there. You see the blue coiled sprayer. Then you have signal through, campground, cable, and satellite are the most common ones, but those are coaxes to go into the system. Let me get down on my knee here so I can see it. You've got your valves here, two gray valves and a black one. The black one is for the black tank, obviously, which is toilet water and waste. The other ones are sink and shower water. Because of this, you have a black tank flush right there, so you can hook the hose to the dump station on there, make sure the valve is open, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank. So it'll clean off the sensors really well, so you get a good accurate reading from it. So if you have a working hose at the dump station, it's always a good idea to flush it. Okay, just make sure you leave the valve open before you turn it on. It'll say right here, if you look at that sticker, that's what it's telling you. Now, to get water to the trailer, the most common way is city water, right? So you hook your hose onto here, and you would go to city fixtures right there. This is for your to bypass your water heater and that sort of thing. So you go to city fixtures and you just turn on the water and everything's fine. Now, if you're going to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can take your own water with you by going like that, right? It will fill. From here, I mean, it will fill your tank, and then when you want to pump water, you put it in that position, turn on the pump, and everything will operate just like you have city water, even though you'll be pumping from the tank. And of course, to winterize, you put it in the up position. I'm going to put it back to city, just so we remember it was there, where it was at. So it's all very simple, okay? The directions for your leveling system are right on the door here. Okay, let me get back up here. Oh. Okay. All right, so let's go down a little bit here. This is another black tank flush. Okay. So this water heater, let me just flip it down, is a on-demand water heater. The switch will be inside. I'll show you that. But it's on demand, so it doesn't have any water tank. It heats up. It just heats it as you go, so that way you'll never run out. You could run the shower for an hour, for example, and it would just keep giving you hot water, okay? I'll show you how it operates inside. These are two different power modes. Basically, you're going to have it just like this, and you can shut it off by rocking this down, obviously. I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you the rest of it when we get inside. Alrighty. Your freshwater drain is down there. You can see that, hopefully you can see that white gate valve. That's where you drain your freshwater tank at. To shut off the dishwasher, you have to remove these 4 screws here, and there you'll see the valve behind that panel there to shut it off if you need to. Okay. Your your cord is a 50 amp cord, and you just pull it out, right? And then you have a button here to retract it. So the motor retracts it, rolls it back in, and you pull it out to as far as you need to put it out. You also get a dog bone reducer there to reduce it down to 30 from 50. Okay, so you have a backup camera here. I'll show you how that works when we hitch you up. This ladder is a great thing because the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days. So you want to go up there, have somebody else go up there and check all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation, any place water could get in. Look at the attachments on the roof, make sure they weren't damaged by low branches or road debris. Same with the roofing material. You're just going to give it a good inspection. And if you see an issue, take care of it immediately. People, generally speaking, don't inspect the roof enough, so it's a good thing to keep up with it and keep ahead of everything, okay? There was one thing I was going to show you here. I don't know if I can get down this low, so I might just tell you about it. Right here, this is a quick connect into your LP system, if you could see that. If you want to add a grill or something, you can get right into the system right there. Okay? It's an unusual spot, that's why I pointed it out for you. Okay. So, as we come in, this is your control panel here. The on-demand water heater is right here. Eco mode is just is a low energy mode. It doesn't make everything as hot, that sort of thing. But it's self-explanatory: on, off, clean, eco mode. Now this is the switch for your power inverter. Remember I told you about the inverter. The inverter takes 12 volts, inverts it to 120 AC, and sends it to your refrigerator. So you can actually shut it off here like that if you choose to. Okay. Alright, so let's just do this. So, if you go to home, you know, you can turn all the lights on off, master. You can also go to lights and do them all independently of each other. Your freshwater tank has about half in there because we're testing it, and then the other ones are empty. Okay, you can see that right there. You can turn your water pump on and off. Your tank heaters, this does have heaters for your tank, so you can extend your camping season. It's just basically heating pads that are attached to it that just warm it up so it doesn't freeze. Your voltage from your battery right here. Your temperature. Okay. You can just go down. I'm not going to show you everything, but we'll just basically go through it. There's all your lights there. HVAC right here. It's all self-explanatory. You're going to choose heat pump or cool if it's an option. Furnace, auto. You know, you can mess with it, find out how you want to use it, but it's all you know, has the 3 climate zones, which is great. Your slide rooms, for example, are right here. You see them all the way around the trailer, plus your awnings. So that's real simple. And we'll just go back to home now. So it does everything you need from there. Keep in mind there is an app for this control panel. You can follow that thing, and it'll tell you, you know, lead you to where you need to get the app from and that sort of thing. Also, it tells you right here about this is called just so you know, this system is called a Firefly system. I'm talking about the touch panel system called Firefly, and it shows you how to get the apps here, and for Android or Apple, so on and so forth. Okay. There's some learning, but it's also a lot of it is just self-explanatory stuff. You know, this is a zone sensor here. You'll have one in each zone. That's for the HVAC system. Okay, right now you can hear that sound. That's the fan working. Let me look around here. This is the remote for the fan. I'm just going to shut it off so we can hear. It'll close everything down. It even closes the lid, as you can see. But there's a lot you can do from this right here. Back here is your washer dryer combo. Okay. Okay, obviously the toilet, I'm sure you've owned RVs before. There's a flush pedal here. Always make sure you put chemical and water in the tank before you use it, otherwise it can get clogged up and the smell will be terrible, so I'm sure you know all that. Use at least a gallon of water with the chemical. Some people use more. Alright, so here we are in the living area. This is a jackknife or not, sorry, this is a hide-a-bed sofa. You pull the cushions off, folds out into 3 panels. Okay? You have your theater seats, and then of course you have your controls right here. Your remotes are here. These are your keys, obviously. This is for your outside TV. This is for your Samsung TV right there. This is for your sound system, and this is for your fireplace. So we'll start with the fireplace here. Let's turn it on. It also has a space heater in it because it has a fan. So it will, you can change the colors here. So let me go back around. Like that. You can set your temperature this way, up and down. It also has a timer on it, so you can set it to turn on and off. So it's a very good space heater. So on those days where you don't need to run the furnace, you've got a limited supply of LP, obviously. You can run this. It runs off AC power, and you won't be using any of your LP. Okay? This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced. If it goes off, obviously it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas, so take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Never ignore it. Not that you could, it's loud. Okay. So, when it comes to the sound, this is your remote here. Basically, behind here are some places to plug in for USB, for example. You could put all your albums on one USB stick and take them with you. It also has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or your tablet. It has AM/FM radio. I can't say it has FM first. Let me look. A lot of them, they've been leaving out the AM on these, so I got to look to see. It doesn't really say, but anyway, it for sure is FM. You can, like I said, it has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or your tablet. Also, 3 speaker zones. A is this area, B is, I believe, the bedroom, and C is outside. So you have that. Also, there's storage here. Okay. Let me look over here just for a minute. Okay. Yeah. So that's the basic sound thing. Then you have your TV, obviously, which works like any other TV. It's a big one, obviously. So if you want to add a disc player or anything like that, you could add it right in here. The hookups are already in there, so you can just put it right in there. A lot of people will just use those little Velcro dots, put them on the bottom and on the unit, and it'll stay right in place. Okay, let's see what else we have. Obviously a desk, obviously. This is all your literature. Anything that I've showed you, if you want to learn more about it, you can also go on the internet to the manufacturer's website and type in the model number and that sort of thing, and they'll have, for most things, they have manufacturer's videos. This is the filter I told you about, the water filter, and that's the wrench to get the canister on and off. This is your the other part of your here, let's see, your backup camera that will go in your tow vehicle with you. We'll show you that when you pick up. Okay. Okay, so let's move this way. So this is you obviously have a dishwasher. Works like any other dishwasher. Okay. Your this device here is you can program it to give you your tire temperature, or your tire pressures, and also it'll give you the temperature of the hubs. So you'll be able to monitor that. It has alarms, so you can set it at different temperatures. You know, if it drops 10 pounds or something at the air pressure, you can set it to go off, whatever you want to do with it. Okay. All right. This is pretty standard, but it's a nice one. Works like the rest of them. Okay. For example, I don't know if he's got the gas turned on or not here. Let's see. Yeah. So it's very simple. You just go to the temperature you want, and then you push it to light it. Okay. All of them, including the oven, work the same way. Your refrigerator. Remember, I told you this is a 110 or 120 AC refrigerator, just like you'd have in your kitchen, and the inverter will invert the 12 volt DC, and send it to this refrigerator so you can actually keep it cool going down the road. Always use this lock here, because if you don't, the doors will get dented up. Alrighty. Some more storage. I'm skipping the storage and things like that. This is basically how to work some of the appliances and options and whatever. So as we move into the bedroom, you have another TV, of course, and then you have all the storage you would need. Now this is the power converter. I showed you the inverter. Inverters go from DC to AC power. This is a converter, so it goes from AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in, these are all 120 volt circuit breakers, just like you'd have at home. So this in a sense is a distribution panel here, and all those circuit breakers are labeled, right? Then the power's converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You got regular 12 volt fuses here, and they're labeled. So that's where all the 12 volt comes from. Also, this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your batteries need, and it'll always keep them charged as long as you're plugged in. If they're topped off, it'll just trickle a couple amps to maintain them. If they're low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to charge them. So when you're plugged in, this charges your batteries, and when you're pulling down the road, obviously your tow vehicle's alternator does. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Okay, so that's the converter. You have storage underneath here. There are 2 chairs and I think a table leaf. Let me just see if I can get it up here. Oh, with one hand holding the camera. Yeah, so you can see right there you have 2 chairs. You have 2 at the table, then you have an insert, a leaf insert to make the table much larger if you got people over. Okay, there's the sensor for this zone here that we talked about. Okay, now the bathroom, they got the crank in here, so let me just shut this off. Just like the other one. Okay. So the reason you have 2 black tanks, obviously, is you have 2 toilets. So this black tank was the one in the water dock cabinet, right? And then I showed you there was one on the side of the trailer, more going towards the back. That one does that, the middle bathroom, and the one in the water cabinet does this one. So keep in mind there's 2 black tanks and 2 gray tanks. The black tanks you can flush. This works the same as the other one. Okay. You have GFCIs in here. There's 2, maybe 3 in this trailer, but 2 for sure. All the plugs are wired through a GFCI. Even if it's not a physical GFCI, it's still wired through one. So if you're using the outside, you're using the plug and it pops, you would reset it inside. You just look to see which one is lit up. Okay. Shower, very nice. Always lock the doors so it doesn't actually, it goes like this. You don't want it to just slide around and get damaged when you're going down the road, so you would lock it just like that. Puts all three panes in place. Just more storage. But in here, you have some more stuff here. Obviously you get this vacuum, this Dyson vacuum. This is a router. You'll have to read up to learn how to use that. I can't, it's something you pretty much have to learn yourself. But it works like all of them. Now this is your solar controller here. Okay, it's telling you we've got wet batteries, which we do. Now it only considers, let me turn this so I can get it in your car. Even though we have 2 batteries, it only considers it as 1. Remember I told you it was wired together at 12 volts. It just doubles the storage capacity, which is great when you've got a solar panel and an inverter. You really need 2 batteries. Okay, so here we go. So let me just bring it around. 13.6 volts, which is excellent. Right now, from the sun, we're gaining 5.2 amps, or excuse me, 9.2 amps from the sun. 12.7 amp hours in the batteries. And back to the voltage. So this one right here, it says 9.2 right now. It's telling you how many amps are being converted by your solar panel and stored in your battery. So you're gaining 9.2 right here. Like I said, so it tells you the voltage of your batteries, it tells you how many amp hours you have in there, and how much your panels are gaining and storing from the sun. Okay? Alright. This is a huge closet. I mean, this is great. It is just great. Okay, let me look around here, see what I forgot, if anything. I only have a half hour to get this done before it sets another, it stops and opens another file, so I think I'm about at that point. So, first of all, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about the manufacturer wanting you to inspect the roof every 90 days. That's important to keep ahead of things. Odds are you won't have to do anything up there for years and years, but you just don't know. That's why you look. Okay? And right now this has been de-winterized. So the antifreeze has been purged from the system and it's filled with water right now, so it's ready to be camped in. Okay? Thank you very much.